Good morning, class 3 children. Today we are going to start the new lesson, The World of Ants. And the video which I'm giving you, I'm giving two videos to you. One video is of yesterday, and this is today's video in which you have to read the lesson, The World of Ants. Now, have you seen an ant? You must have seen a tiny ant in your house or outside your house moving around in lines and in rows. Lot of ants together, and they are working to get their food and to keep that food for the winters. So ants we always see in such season when there is not very cold, and because in cold weather ants do not come out, they remain inside the earth, inside the mud, inside the land. So now let's read the lesson, The World of Ants. Okay, children, now let's start. Have you seen the two long thin parts on an ant's head? Now these two long uh, thin parts on the head are the antenna. They are called antenna. What are antennas? Just the way a TV has antenna, the ants also has antenna. If you have not seen them, look at this picture carefully. Now, tick the options you think are correct. Ants use antenna to pick up scents. Ants use antenna to pick up smell. Yes, right. Ants use antenna to make their homes. Wrong. Ants use antennas to look for food. Yes. Ants use antenna to suck blood. Uh, Maybe yes. Ants use antenna to lift heavy objects. No, they use their legs. So which one are the rights put right and which one are the wrong put wrong? Now read this passage on ants to know how these small insects live and how hardworking they are. How do they live and how they are hardworking. Have you ever wondered how ants live? They are the most industrious of all insects. Now, what do you mean by industrious? Hardworking. Industrious means hardworking. They're the most industrious insects. They're the most industrious of all the insects. None of the insects are that much hardworking as the ants are. Now, the insects means maybe a cockroach, they're also insects. Maybe a butterfly, they're also insects, but ants are the most hardworking insects. They are very small, but they can lift things which weigh 20 times more than their own weight. Now, they can they can lift means उठा सकते हैं, they can lift weight worth more than 20 times their weight. Sounds incredible. Incredible means sounds very, very impossible. Doesn't it? Ants have 6 legs. They have how many legs? They have 6 legs and are strong and help them to run quickly. How many legs they have? They have 6 legs, and that actually make them run quickly. Do you know that brain of an ant has 250,000 brain cells? Isn't it amazing fact? How many cells? The brain and your all organs are made up of cells, which you'll be studying in your senior classes. So how many cells they have? 250,000 cells they have, a brain. An ant lives for 45 to 60 days. Now what is the life of an ant? Just 45 days or 60 days. So that means their lifespan or their life is very short. Have you noticed the antenna on the heads of the ants? These antennas are used not only to give a sense of touch but also used for the sense of smell. Now these antennas are basically used for touching things. So when they walk, when they move, So these antennas give them the signal that the road is or the path is, the passage is clear. Okay. And it also helps them to smell. An ant also has a pair of large, strong jaws. What are jaws? They have pair of means two jaws they have. So adult ants do not chew and swallow solid food. Now adult ants they do not chew the solid food. They just swallow. They swallow the juice from the food and throw away the dry part. And when they are eating food, they just take the juice part and rest of the things they just throw it away. They have two eyes, but each eye is made up of many smaller eyes. Each eyes are called compound eyes. They have two eyes, but these two eyes are made up of lot of smaller eyes. So ants hatch from eggs. Now ants they have eggs. They don't produce the ants only. They give birth to eggs. And the first stage of the development is larva, which later becomes the pupa. So when an ant hatches eggs, first it is called larva and then it turns into pupa. From pupa comes the adult ant. From pupa, the ant comes. So the queen ant lays the eggs while the worker ants look after the baby ants and protect the nest from enemies. And the queen ant है वो lay करती है eggs और बाकी ants they work for the queen eggs and protect the rest of the nest from the enemies. Ants keep their surroundings very clean and tidy. They keep their surroundings very clean and tidy. The worker ants regularly remove the dirt from the nest and deposit it outside in a special dustbin. Now, ants keep their surroundings very neat and clean, and the worker ants regularly remove the dirt from the nest and deposit it outside in a special dustbin. If all of us are as careful as the ants in keeping their environment clean, our earth will be a very beautiful place to live in. If all of us keep our environment neat and clean, our earth will be very beautiful. Ants are social insects and live in structured communities. Ants never live alone, they always live in communities together. And they may be located underground in the ground level mounds or in trees. Carpenter ants nest in wood and can be destructive to buildings. Some species, such as army ants, do not have permanent homes and seek food for their enormous colonies during periods of migration. Now, do you know how ants protect themselves from the intruders? Now, what do you mean by intruders? Enemies. They have a well developed defense system which keeps them safe. Many ants, common, such as the common um, red ones, have a sting to defend their nest from their enemies. Some ants squirt. Squirt means to make a liquid move with a lot of force. Squirt means they throw some liquid, a spray of an acid which keeps the enemies away. One Amazon species of ants builds extensive traps from plant fiber. These traps have many holes, and when an insect steps on one, hundreds of ants inside use the openings to seize it with their jaws. Ants are tiny insects, but they are quite interesting to watch and study. They are hardworking, clean, and have a lot to teach us. They even have two stomachs. One holds a food for themselves, and the other has food to be shared with other ants. So the next time you see ants moving in a column, think of their special qualities and try to be more like an ant, active, industrious, considerate, and agile. So, this is just a story about ants. Please read the whole lesson. And if any doubt, you can give me a personal call and ask, because now the net is not working. So, we are trying to give more work in one video so that you are able to read the lesson and understand the facts and quickly finish off the course. Thank you and have a nice day.